Well, good morning, gentlemen, and if there are any ladies, to you too, welcome, welcome. It's Saturday morning again. We're a bit late because we are fiddling like nobody's business. We are trying to figure out if this is viable for us or not. So we're having teething problems and all these kind of things when it comes to this JoinFS. Since the development is seized on it, there's not great hope for it to go forward. But if we can at least get some value out of it, it would, make us feel good this morning. So I've got Kevin on my right-hand side. George is going to populate the left-hand side sometime. It seems he's loading in. Then we've got Uncle John and McTrying all on this network trying to see each other, trying to at least have that facility. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Good morning to everybody just joining now. Right, so you'll notice a couple of things as somebody joins or leaves the session. It will appear as if the simulator basically freezes. You will also see every time somebody joins the session, the liveries goes to white. Not much we can do about it, so a couple of quirky little silly things happening. If I can remember, and if it's worthwhile, we'll change the liveries later. But the fact is, the moment we start separating in distance and we get together again, it's just going to default. So we might as well just leave it at white. So the plan is just to do a short flight. We want to fly from Johannesburg, where I stay, down to Durban, to the coast, which is our tropical holiday vacation area. And we're going to use the Zibos for that. We're using the 2K models because also the 4K model just doesn't work in JoinFS, apparently. So, you know what? Let's see what we can do. Guys, are you ready to continue setting up and then we can go?
Yep. I may have to stay here, but that's okay. It'll be a good trial run.
Yeah, it's fine. Pretty sure there was a jump. Let me get my charts out.
I'm ready to go and I'm on push to talk. Is everybody else going to push to talk?
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. That's better. We don't have a double up.
Nico, George is still appearing as a 172 to me.
Right, go to JoinFS, go to View Aircraft, select him, right click, substitute, and pick what you want to see him as.
Can you pick an attack helicopter? Because that's what I feel like I am today.
Pick anything you've got in your library.
Where would I do that, Nico, to see other people?
Go to JoinFS, view, then you've got users and aircraft. Those are two good tabs to watch. Well, that's one good way of conking that up.
It did something crazy for me.
Quite a bit more to the front. Bit 15, I think. That's okay. That's in the ballpark. I'm not gonna split hairs about that.
Is that freezing you up if I'm changing the airplanes?
Yes, yeah. Every change freezes the system.
Okay, I don't want to do that.
It's quick, so do it in finish it. If you have to do it. Finish quickly.
I see the default laminar 737. That's fine.
That's fine.
For some reason, it actually crashed me a second ago.
Ah. Okay.
So for Mac, I see it says route on his on my screen. For connected, it says route.
Where do you see that?
On the users box,
Yeah.
it says, you know, it's got the name, the call sign, connected. It says yes, 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 route.
I don't know. Mine just says yes. Information.
It could be maybe because the ping is so high to him,
Could be.
or me.
This thing isn't spectacularly good. It's not that bad. I mean, we can at least get a connection, but it's not spectacularly good, you know. I mean, it's got a lot of issues.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. Just
Yeah, don't get
I've got a
bogged
lot of
down
other
with it.
issues besides this.
Don't get bogged down with it, that's all.
Right. I'm still trying to figure out why I can't see the scenery here. I mean, obviously I must have some scenery loaded because I don't see water. That's a good sign.
Yeah. Hello, Pai. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Right. Well, gents, I'm ready to close the doors and call ground services. So you guys let me know when you're ready.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want
George,
this thing.
what do you see Nico as? Yes or root?
I see him as yes.
Great news,
Yeah,
Captain. Your
both
tow's
me
coming.
and him. It's to do with the porting, Nico. It's got a
Ah, no.
You can go anytime you want. I think I'm gonna have to just lag behind just because I'm having other issues besides it.
Okay.
But if I get it sorted out, I'll try to catch up. I can cruise at 104%, right?
Not very long.
All
Yeah.
the way to the crash site?
Yeah. All the way to the crash site. Oh, yeah. That's definitely gonna happen. Alipe, yeah. This is the best
All
freeway
right, looks like the
scenery.
doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Hello, Ora. Good morning.
I'll request it pushback.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same just now. Well, I have requested it. I'm gonna let go of the brakes now, actually. That's how far I'm already.
Flight attendants requested a correct for cross-check and all call, thank you.
I can just taxi forward. There's no buildings.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go. Here comes the pushback. Light 'em up.
Ora, no, we're on JoinFS this morning. We want to see how viable it is to continue with this program. We've got a couple of plans for it, but it's not looking good. It's got some merit, but not lots.
I just had a thought. If you changed your livery in your default deal, would that show up as whatever you
Yes.
had in there?
Yeah.
For other people?
Yeah. You won't see it. Everybody's responsible for their own livery, but what happens is the moment that anybody joins or leaves the session, it reverts back to whatever the default livery is of your aircraft in your library. So if you
Well, so if we put like Ryanair or something for everybody in the default that's on it, we will
yeah,
see
it should
Ryanair
revert to that. Yeah, it should.
instead of these unmarked, yeah.
Well, we just call ourselves Janet this morning, you know.
Yeah, we're just missing the red stripe as well.
No. We're the Janets of the Janets. See,
Oh.
you gotta
So
work.
what you're saying is we work for Escobar.
yes. But you were not supposed to say that out loud.
Oh. Are we streaming?
Just about done here. Go ahead and
Yes.
set your parking brake.
Well, you've just given me
And we're
the
disconnecting the
story.
tow. Give me just a moment.
Nico,
Yes, sir.
is that airport you using the that freeway airport?
Yes, the DDG one, yes. That I put in freeware, yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
It's the one that's giving me fits.
I'm directly behind you, Nico.
Yeah, so it's nice having you here visually, you know, that we can actually see you, Uncle John.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Yeah, I could have forgotten to set it, which is something that I'll obviously check now, and we will obviously set it up correctly. I forgot to set the altitude. Thanks for that. It's difficult to be human sometimes, but even I can make mistakes. There you go. We're going to fly 310. Check our controls quickly. 3 flaps. Stow that page, and we can go taxi lights. Right, guys, taxiing, going to do one right. That was the indicator, turning left.
You got a fast blink. I think one of your lights is out.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the right brake light. Uncle John said when you taxi behind me, just be careful. Don't look at the right for brake lights. Just check the left. It should be there.
On taxi.
Nico, what arrival runway were you going to use? 24, did you say?
To one right.
21. Okay, thank you.
Crystal, as far as I know, it depicts everything else. You can see the aircraft lights, you can see the smoke, you can see all the normal things, because it's basically using your own library to replicate. Okay. I'll show you just before we take off, when Uncle John gets close to me, when I change my livery, it puts my livery on all the similar aircraft. So everybody flying the Zibo is going to look exactly the same today. You know, because it draws the information from my library. This is a very cool tool for making videos, making group flights and all, but it's quirky. And the question is, do we want to live with the quirks to still use it, or are we just going to give it a pass? The biggest selling point in my mind is the fact that we can use it for training, the fact that we can see each other in a multiplayer mode without having to worry about air traffic control, because that is the biggest fear of the new users. They don't want to talk to air traffic control. When they get into ATC airspace, they disconnect, they run away. And we want to start introducing the guys to multiplayer and get them, you know, hooked on the idea, and then develop them into a position where they can start using ATC. You know, so this is a very good stepping stone. But you know, with all the hassle, I'm not kidding. I mean, it's taken us hours to get everybody that's online just set up correctly and to be able to see each other. And we've still got Kevin. We still can't figure out why he seems to have an issue receiving data. So it seems like a local firewall issue. He says it's not, and I've no reason to doubt him, but there is a quirk there that we can't put our finger on. We can't fix it yet. You know, and if I have to go through the hassle of an hour of setting up every time I want somebody to join me, then I kind of lose the interest of flying. You know, this thing is not worth it. So all part of what we're testing and what we're talking and discussing and talking about. You know, this is a peer-to-peer network situation. Uncle John.
Right behind you, sir.
Yeah,
Right behind you.
Turn right here. Take the first turn off. Take the first turn off. Don't follow me completely now, because I'm going to be on the left-hand side. You're going to be on the right-hand side. So just take that taxiway right behind me. Okay, turn right there. So you get to the runway. Unless you've passed it already. Yeah, there you go. That's it. You see, I want you to stand next to me. Then I want to quickly change the livery and just show the guys what happens. So for you other guys, please don't change anything or leave the session. I just want to get this livery shown at least once. Right, so just hold short there. Let's quickly change this livery. What changed? Why don't I have my auto throttle all of a sudden? That's weird. Okay, we'll check that out now. Right, so there you go. You see, now I've changed the livery, and we literally now look exactly the same, because we're both flying the Zibo and we're both using the same model. So that's a quirky little thing. Now the moment anybody leaves the session or joins the session, oops, it just goes back to the default Zibo, which is a white livery. Nothing we can do about that.
There actually is Nico, I think, but I'll talk about it outside after the stream.
Yeah, that's fine, because it's not a usual normal thing. There you go. Captain Rick, JoinFS is a peer-to-peer multiplayer network system. The little app is about 3.5 megabytes in size, if I recall correctly. It's very small, and it's got great potential. I mean, as you can see, for the first time in a long time, there is Uncle John actually standing there now next to me. You see, so it creates something similar to VATSIM or IVAO or POSCON or any of these networks, but it's a private thing. We don't have ATC unless we create our own ATC, which we're not going to do. So it's just a nice way of flying together, you know, being able to see each other, and when the other guys taxi up. Guys, I'll wait for you if you guys are on your way.
I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm trying to slam the flight plan in here and everything together, so I'll be
Okay.
a few minutes.
Alright, so there you go. That's about what it is.
And I'm also streaming on Discord as well.
Christer, well, the only thing that happened is I changed the livery and then it kicked out the outside air temperature for some reason. So I just had to go and put that back in. Otherwise, the throttle didn't want to work. So I don't think it's your question. It's more a question of how the interaction is between JoinFS and the weather and the Zibo. You know. Hello, Chronic Gaming. Can we go, guys, or must we wait? I would love to wait for you.
Runway 21
No,
right.
go
On
ahead without
runway
me. I'll
21
try to catch up
right.
if I can.
Right, Kevin? Oh, he's not here. He's dropped out. And then
I'm not flying, I'm investigating stuff.
okay, do what you do best. Yeah, I know.
You go, Nick, I'll wait 3.
Thank you, Uncle John. Hello, Steve. Good morning.
Hey, Nico.
Hey, Leroy. I'm good. How are you?
80 knots.
Hey, I was just wondering, is the JoinFS the one that says JoinFS UK, or is it
Yeah.
different?
See you guys.
E1.
Got it.
Rotate.
Thanks.
Positive rate. $400.
Steve, we've been unable to differentiate the liveries. There is a way, but at this
1000.
point in time, it's not been where we've concentrated. So you do all your model match scanning, and then from the list, you should be able to change it. But it's a manual thing. You've got to change everyone to the one you want. It's kind of pointless. You know, that's just a nice to have, but in a certain way it is doable, in a certain way it's not doable, but it's a mess. It's a mess, to be quite honest.
Okay, I'm thinking I'm going to roll.
Well, that's not 3 minutes.
I'll pass it.
Uncle John, can you see me on TCAS? Do you have TARA on?
I have indeed.
Okay, so wait until you see I make the turn and then you come. I'm about to make the turn, so then you're welcome to come. That should be about 10 miles out.
Roger, sir.
Right, I'm making my turn, Uncle John. Nice clear skies today. Captain Rick, that is a function of the service provider. It comes with either Stream Elements or with Streamlabs. You have to set up your accounts with them, and then you'll understand. You'll understand when you get there. You need to set up your accounts and fill in the blanks. There is a chat function, but nobody uses it, Krister, and the speech function is a third-party add-on that you need to load. We didn't load it, and the last time I tried it, it didn't work. Viper Audio Bird is no longer actively working on this. Behind the scenes maybe, but not actively, and he'll improve the sounds one day, I'm sure. I don't have a problem with the sounds. To me, it sounds just like a Boeing. Zibo shouldn't do anything. It's his creation. He can do with it what he wants. There's no such thing as he should.
Entering the turn, Nico. That's how far behind I am.
That's perfect. I don't care. That's perfect. Okay, so to find the stability augmentation, you go to your settings, you go to joystick, you go find the joystick that you are using. Then you go to control sensitivities there at the bottom. You can't see it. It's just there where the mouse disappears. It's control sensitivities. There's stability augmentation. You just have to set it there. I hope my system doesn't crash out. No, it's fine. Ooh. It did not like me going into that setting. It didn't like me going to those settings. Viper, that free sound pack is about engines. It's about nothing more than that. The Audio Bird sound pack, if you use it correctly, you've got so much more. I mean, that freeware one is a fraction of what Audio Bird did. Fraction. So I would prefer to have everything proper than just a half-baked little fraction of something. I know you said you fly with a mouse, but the fact of the matter is, if I don't know. Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't know. So if you go to mouse, I can't go there now, and then I'm going to freeze up again. Go to mouse. You should have the same thing. If you don't have the same thing, then don't worry about it. Then it doesn't count for you. Steve, I don't know. They both give me the same headaches, so I don't know. I'll have to go back and check FS Cloud again. The last time I flew FS Cloud, I was, with a group of guys, and I had to shut up and just take it as it came. So I didn't have time to really play with it and figure it out and, make my mind up about it. I'll have to go check again. Yeah, Viper, I don't know. I don't use a mouse, man. I've spent a good $5,000 on this computer with all the bells and whistles and everything that goes on it. I don't even think about the mouse. Using a mouse to fly is just unrealistic for me. So I wouldn't know. You'll have to play around with it.
Got you beautifully on TCAS.
Oh yeah. I've got you right there behind me now as well. Steve, that's true, but every one of us flies with STKP, so we can still see STKP traffic as well.
Except for me right now.
Yeah. But you're always special,
Yeah. I am rolling to the runway though.
Okay. Sergeant Potato, if you want to put up non-related videos, please put it in either adult chat or in the non-Zibo related stuff, please. I'm just gonna delete this video. Go and put it in one of the appropriate rooms, please. Yeah, Viper, I don't know. I've got P3D as well. Sometimes I can agree, sometimes I can't. I don't like to fly anywhere if I don't have my autos. I mean, it just brings so much more enjoyment to the whole flight. Yeah, I prefer the explain one. It's more plausible, more believable. In South Africa, the default P3D is a desert, so it's not very realistic. So yeah, just for that reason, I prefer the explain ones. But you get all these add-ons and things now that changes both of the simulators so much. I don't fly without the add-ons. Mr. B, follow my link below the video. If you click on show more, you'll find a link there to my private hangar. It takes you to my OneDrive, and go to Explain 11 and Zibo, and all my screenshots are there. I'll update them when necessary, but all my tablet settings are in there. The Avid tab, by the way, doesn't have any settings. There is no settings related to the Avid tab. When you talk about the tablet, this is the Zibo tablet. Avid tab's got absolutely nothing to do with it. The only connection with the Aviator's tablet is just that one little plugin, you know, that sits over there. But this is the Zibo tablet. So if you go into my private hangar, look for the Zibo tablet folder. All the screenshots of my settings are in there. You're welcome. Viper, I think it was a good choice. I've been using P3D from the beginning, and I mean every time there's a change, even some of the old stuff just doesn't want to work properly, and you always have to wait for the developer, the third-party developer, to make all these things compatible again. It's much easier in Explain, much easier in Explain. I see we've lost delivery already again. Uncle John? Uncle John? He's taking his headset off. Can you believe it? Now I must want to talk to you. Come on. No, I can't hear you, Uncle John. I can't hear you, sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Did you have to remember, Nico, I can't do it as quick as that, because I have to move from the flight sim up to the FBO with the mouse before I can speak to you.
Oh crap. Okay, yes. Okay, what I want to show you, ask you is, are you watching my stream on YouTube?
I can do that. Let me do that.
I just want to show you that I can actually see your contrails there in the background, so I can see where you are at.
Okay, just give me a second. I'll open the screen. You're in YouTube, yep.
Yeah. Captain Rick, you're welcome.
He's 20 miles behind you.
Yeah. But it's so cool. I mean, I don't think you can do this on VATSIM. This is obviously something that we can now see in JoinFS. But I mean, there he is. That's his controls over there.
Well, I mean, if you look, there's a setting as to what distance you can stay in contact.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. There, it's busy rebuilding it again. But anyway, Uncle John?
Yeah, I'm watching you, and I can see behind my contrails. Yeah, that's me. That's me, where your mouse is.
Awesome. Okay, now I just wanted to share it with you.
Bless you, appreciate that, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And whilst I'm here, good morning everybody.
Good morning, John.
So Viper, you've got no winglets, you've got the blended one, which is just the one to the top, and then you've got the split one. This is where you set them. The only difference is how it looks. Your sharklet is the one just looks like a shark fin. I mean, that's easy. This is the I don't know how to pronounce that word, so I don't know how to say it. But anyway, it's irrelevant. This is obviously the split one. What happens is in the real world, different operators have different requirements, and there's different aerodynamic properties associated with each one of these. And as the technology grows, you'll find that some of the older ones use the Sharklet, some of the ones uses this new system, and so it goes on and on and on.
Scimitar or something.
Yeah, it's a scimitar, scimitar. I don't know how to pronounce that word. That's what this one is. So it all depends on the generation of the aircraft, you know, that the airlines are operating. You'll see that different generations have gone through evolution. The one's, you know, obviously better than the other one. Chronic gaming, only when I use the default X-plane weather or the STKP weather. That's when I get the flickering. When I use my active sky, I don't get the flickering that much. You know, it's very, very few and far between.
Nico, you're not the only one who can see a stream. I can see yours.
Okay, cool. That's nice. Chronic gaming, I think it's more to do with shaders than anything else, and it's about how the weather interacts with your shaders. I know somebody on Facebook made a comment the other day, you've got to change the shader setting somewhere. So maybe just search on that, see what you come up with that. Steve, no, I still do it. I'll show you. Let me get this thing on screen for you. So this is my default X-plane with my custom scenery. This is the one we are flying now, and it's on my E drive. That's a 1 terabyte NVMe drive, and then I've got the 500 gig SSD drive for my beta. So I made a backup of my custom scenery in the beta, and then over there you'll see it's a shortcut. I made a symlink from the original X-plane into this one. So when I go in there, this is actually the scenery of the version that I'm flying now on the E drive that we're looking at. But because it's a symlink, the system believes that it's in this location, and X-plane can then use it. As easy as that. Yeah, Viper, true. You need to use some or other Lua script or something. Now, in this version of X-plane, I am making use of a couple of Lua scripts that I'm using X-Vision with the Vivid preset, and that's got some Lua scripts as well. And that also, you know, it's all about the manipulation of those shaders. Right, so TD is on us now. I've been talking too much nonsense, so we need to go down, I think, to 4,000. Let's quickly confirm. I don't know Vivid Sky at all. I'm not talking about Vivid Sky, I'm specifically referring to the Vivid preset in X-Vision. It's two different things. I don't know Vivid Sky at all.
7 minutes to top of descent.
Steve, the video is going to be obsolete very soon. The moment Vulkan goes live, you can't use any shader manipulators in Vulkan, so it's almost not necessary anymore, if you understand what I mean, because it's all going to change very soon. Yeah, Christer, no, and I've done it with the Zibo as well. I've taken the Zibo off because of some of the testing I've done. But I literally, what I did also for the Zibo was I used the symlink, and I linked back to my other Zibo, you know, so it thinks it's this side, but it's actually other side. And the reason I did that was we had a couple of funnies that were reported, and even I found some funnies, You know, and I had to make sure it's exactly the same Zibo model running in the stable as well as the Vulcan. And so that's the easiest way of doing it, just create that little symlink. Viper, I tried 3J FPS. It made no difference on my system. I tried it for like at least 3 months. You know, you live and you try and you live and try again. I eventually got rid of it because it made no difference for me. I've tried other versions of the same idea as well. I could never find any of those things have any benefit for me. Don't know whether I'm just that special, but didn't work. Viper, the only way that I know of that you can adjust this is if you go to your developer menu and you go here to your sky colors, for instance. That's one place you can tweak them. You can play around with this. If you go to your texture browser, you can change textures here. This is all a function of X-Plane. Pleasure, Krister. Yeah, I don't know. I've tried that one as well, and at the end of the day, I just basically get rid of it. You're gonna have to read up on it. I'm not gonna give you a tutorial on it because I myself am not familiar with it. You're gonna have to go read up on it. I had a guy on stream a couple of weeks ago, and he told me to tweak a couple of things. I mean, you can do it on the fly. You can change all your colors and shaders and all kinds of things here. Yeah, I didn't even know about it myself until about a week ago. This guy showed me. So, but I'm not familiar with it, so it doesn't help me actually even trying to tell you. And there's our descent. No, it happens instantly in the game. Uncle John, I just started my descent.
Roger, sir.
I've got a 46 knot crosswind right now.
Yeah, I've got 36, but I'm lower. Well, maybe not. You're probably about the same altitude as me now.
I'm 27.
I'm at 25. I got 36. So it looks like we make a big right turn into the landing. I'm trying to plan this on the fly. Literally, I can't say that.
That's fine. You're tired, I know.
I've got this thing pushed up against the Mach limiter.
And I can see you descending as well because you go below the horizon.
That's cool, eh, Uncle John?
I think so. And I've started my descent as well.
Awesome.
You got time to throw me an ILS frequency real quick by chance?
Yeah. 1 second. 10970.
10970.
I'm just dropping my world objects a little bit. I just want to see if I can get 5 more frames. Not really. 3 more is okay.
I'm maintaining max.
Uncle John, one day I'll have a machine like yours.
We'll get Father Christmas to sort something out.
Thank you. Viper, no, my autos is on a Seagate 6 terabyte mechanical hard drive. It is a SATA hard drive, but it's mechanical, not SSD.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Giuliano, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
What is the TCAS range on this? Do we know?
40. And I think it's like 10,000 up and 10,000 down, max.
I may need an engine swap when I land.
What did you do to the engine, George?
I've just pretty much got them firewalled. We're running at like 89%.
Gotcha.
Two on the course, right?
Yeah, Krister, when I bought my 500 gig SSD, I bought it a bit hastily. I didn't think about the actual size of my X-Plane. My X-Plane is a bit too big. It needs more than that. So it came in handy when I upgraded to the 1 terabyte in the week, because then I could put my beta, the Vulcan version, onto the 500 gig, and it does save a lot of space if you just use those links, and you can just empty some space there and have a little bit more breathing space to operate in. The only thing I want to mention to you guys that does not like the links is the Orbx sceneries. Orbx will always give you a warning that it might not look correct. When I physically look at it, I cannot see the error. The scenery still looks fine, but you do get a warning in Explain that it does not believe that your scenery will look correctly, because the Orbx doesn't like those shortcuts. Yeah, auto photos the same. All my auto photos, let me show you. All my auto photos. Where's this thing now? Display capture. If we go to my Explain and we go to Explain 11 custom scenery, you'll see there's my overlays, all my autos are shortcuts because all my autos reside on drive G. That's a 6 terabyte mechanical hard drive. You understand? I mean, there's no ways these things can fit into the explain. Where's the flicking thing? That explain main E drive. There's no ways it can fit. So the best you do is just drag shortcuts in there, link it with shortcuts. Kumar, there's nothing wrong with the speed. Speed's being done by VNAV, so I'll take control when I have to. We're going to have to use the speed brakes a little bit later on. After the next deceleration, it's important to get your speed right for that approach. So that's when I'll start worrying about things like that. You're welcome, Krister. You know, I just love your enthusiasm, and I love the way you soak up the knowledge. I just want to tell you that. I'm real proud of you. You've come a long way, and I love helping you like this. You must really enjoy it now. Thank you, Krister. Yeah, now the clouds come and spoil the scenery. Hopefully we go below them shortly and you'll see the rest of the scenery. This area here, Kishore, is what we call KwaZulu-Natal. So this is where you find the Zulus and the Indians and the English, the three dominant groups of people who stay here, and it's largely sugarcane plantations, very tropical stuff, all the tropical fruits and those kind of farms, and then obviously, like I said, this is our tropical holiday destination. You know, if you want to have tropical kind of weather, hot water, Indian Ocean's hot water, it's nice to swim in the sea over here.
The sharks like that too.
Yeah, sharks like that. Fortunately, we've got shark nets. I think the most dangerous thing in this water usually is the Portuguese men of war. When those things sting you, man, it burns like hell. The rest, like I say, is behind the nets, so you're reasonably safe. For some reason in Cape Town, they've got plenty more shark attacks there than this side. Strange, but true. That's it. Hello, Cameron. Yeah, welcome. Good morning from South Africa. Right, so I'm deploying my speed brakes now to make sure that we get to a usable speed. Pulled one notch of flaps just to assist that as well. Mistake. Ah, now it's back. We're flying from Joburg to Durban. We are on descent into Durban now. This is a short flight. I think we've been flying for just under an hour. I would say about 45 minutes, maybe 40 minutes that we've been flying already. Can't believe I pressed that button. Cameron, there's no livery. We're flying on JoinFS, which is a peer-to-peer multiplayer system, and every time somebody joins the session, the liveries get put to default, and the default Zibo is a white blank plane. So nobody in the session has got any liveries. It's funny, but it does that.
Down to 9,000.
Yeah, I'm 7.5, Uncle John.
And
Just
I'm on watch duty at Durban, waiting for you to approach.
okay, awesome.
See if you can get some photographs, Mac.
I've only got default scenery, so it won't look good.
No, the default scenery is perfectly good enough. Krister, I think the reason for the crispness and everything is this vivid preset with X-Vision, to be quite honest. But I'll show you offline the Streamlabs ones if you want to see more settings for that. I'm not going to go into it on stream. I'll talk offline. Well, Cameron, welcome to the Explain World, and I hope you enjoy it. It is a very wonderful world. It's brought me great joy and comfort and pleasure in my life. And I wish you all the best, man. And if you ever need help with the Zibo, just come ask. I should really start flying a little bit more GA again. I'm horrible with that. You know, you don't use it, you lose it, kind of a thing. You know, information, skills. You know, hang in there. Yeah, it takes a while to get used to all the knobs and everything. But you know what? I've been flying since 1998, big time. It's a long journey, and you must just not get discouraged. You know, just get your inspiration right, get your mind right. Just go for it. Hello, Ryan. Okay, Krister. Thank you, sir, for the subscription.
I'm on the descent.
Awesome. Well, I'm on long finals. I've got about 15 track miles to go, plus minus.
I'm 5 behind you, Nico.
Alright. Slow down, Uncle John. Slow down. Slow down. I'd love to actually be on the ground and look back and watch you land for a change.
Slowing down.
I need to actually update that PC specs. There's one new NVMe drive I need to add in there. I'll update that later, but that's the only difference from what you see there and what I've got. This X-Plane is running off an NVMe drive.
Right, I've got Nico.
Awesome. I'm just doing my final checks here. Seems we're good to go.
And I've got John behind you as well.
But Uncle John, minimum approach speed would be beneficial for you. I'm doing 155 right now, fully configured for landing, so it's kind of slow creeping down here.
I'm 127.
Wow, okay, so you don't have any load.
I'm not heavy. I am not heavy.
I can hear that.
$2,500.
I'm gonna have a VREF at 147, so I'm loaded.
I'm packed. 189 packs, 1.8 tons of cargo. I'm fully loaded.
$10 miles.
Right, I'm on 6.
Correction, 12.7.
Okay. I'm on 6 now.
I got about 15 miles to the turn.
I've got the honeycomb yoke. I've got a side deck throttle quadrant with a side deck trim wheel, and then I've got Thrustmaster pedals.
And what about the tiller?
1,000 feet stabilized.
I use that on the black lever on my throttle quadrant.
2-4.
So the black lever, which is your normal throttle, that's my tiller. The blue one is left engine, and a red one, which would be mixture usually. That's for the right engine.
Okay.
Right, things are getting real now. The tacky is going to hit the tar soon, so let's see.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 10.
I think that's a bounce. Yeah, that's terrible. I keep on listening to Sasso in my mind. Wait until 20, then reduce thrust. Just hold it there.
knots.
Man, you land hard if you do it that way. Oh, I'm just silly. It's messed up my landing completely listening to that advice. And it's not bad advice, so that's how they do it. But I can't get it right. I'm just useless, it seems. I'll have to land the way I used to land. Hello, Joe J. Thank you very much. Thank you. It looks much better than I think it is. I don't like the idea that it's bouncing a little bit, but anyway. Uncle John?
Yes, sir.
Alright, how far? 6 miles.
Affirmative.
Alright, you can land. I'm deep in the runway, so don't worry about me. I'll park there at the end and I just want to watch you come in.
Caution, short runway, 3,000 feet remaining. $2,000 remaining.
Just be aware if you've got any extra AI aircraft, they're working in the opposite direction.
No worries. Yeah, Christopher, thank you. I love that spirit. That's a good way of thinking about things. Alright, so I'm going to just take off, get off the runway right here, clean up properly, and then we'll wait for Uncle John to come.
Three and a half.
Awesome.
Can confirm undercarriage down, John.
Thank you, kind sir.
I've made the turn and I'm heading down the coast.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Ooh, the captain is speaking.
Good morning.
Hello, Akan.
Hello, Nico. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well, Hakan. Nice to have you here. We missed you.
Thank you so much. Same, 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 same. I'm waiting for group flight tonight.
Awesome. Welcome to King Shaka, Uncle John. Krister is saying hello, Hakan.
Hello, hello, Christopher.
Yeah, welcome, welcome. Good job, Uncle John.
That was good fun.
Yeah. Polarite also is clapping hands for you, Uncle John.
Appreciated. Thank you.
Oh goodness, I just realized I was looking for my scenery and I couldn't find it. I know it's because of the way it's spelled. That's why I couldn't find it. I'm actually using payware. My goodness. I thought it was the default. But the default isn't bad. Default really isn't bad.
Good morning, Arkin. I'm not ignoring you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, Mac. Nice to see you here.
Do you see any labels at all? How do you know that's me?
I think you're the only Zibo here, that's why.
Okay. I'm trying to work out whether there was something about labels.
Nothing. No, nothing. No, it's purely and only just because you are the only other Zibo here apart from Uncle John.
No, that's fine. Another thought was, although you see me as just default white, how I've got mine set up, everything's American.
Yeah, it's because you're
That's
using the
why there
default
must
laminar. You're using the
exactly.
laminar
Yeah,
image, whatever you want to
yeah.
call it.
But it's the one that I'd got set up, and I believe there's a way of changing the livery, but we'll talk about it later.
Now everybody looks the same.
$25 miles.
Good stuff.
And since we're a Janet aircraft, I may or may not be breaking some speed rule.
Okay.
Cannot confirm nor deny this.
Yeah. We operate under strict security rules. Okay, here's a question for you guys on the ground now. Can you see my replay? Do you actually see me still next to you, or can you actually see me now replaying?
No, see the replay, Nico.
So I'm not next to you anymore on the ground.
No, you've gone.
Okay.
All of a sudden, 737 pops up in front of me.
Ooh, look at that bounce. Ooh, hello, mama. Oh man. You get your good days and you get your bad days. This is not one of the good days.
I'm afraid there's a red flag on that Olympic triple jump. You did the hop and the skip, but you didn't do the jump.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad one. It wasn't a bad one. So now we're waiting for George to come. There he is. Got your visual, buddy.
Indy Rider. I'm not flying a VNAV profile, by the way, so we'll see what happens.
Banana trees. All these banana trees in the way. Yeah, I've lost the other side now.
Oh, I don't know what you thought of that, Nico. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did. Christer, JoinFS is usable at a cost. It takes a lot of time and effort to get it going. And then you sit with a quirky thing where you lose your liveries. I've flown with a couple of guys that mentally couldn't handle it. It messed them up really badly. So unfortunately for those guys, it was not going to be viable. But if you can manage to get it and turn a blind eye to the problem of the liveries, then why not? I mean, you can clearly see we can see each other. It's great fun. I mean, what else do you want? And then you've got the bonus that you do not have ATC to worry about. George, what happened to you? Where are you now?
I'm coming.
Well, I had you in sight. Now you're
10
gone.
miles.
Okay. So anyway, Christer, I think internally, yes, we can use it. It's not something that I'm going to market. It's not something that I'm going to start promoting as such, really, because the effort to get to this point was a bit much.
Glide slope lock and localizer lock coming down.
What runway are you landing? 24.
24.
24. Okay.
It's really hazy though.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for you.
I'm
Nico,
7 miles out.
Yeah, Uncle John.
It'd be interesting to know what the lads that are watching thought of it.
Yeah. Well, you asked the question.
I just have.
Yeah.
Can you give us a possible thought on this particular stream where you've got multiple planes visible?
Yeah, guys, tell us, what do you think? I mean, ultimately, the idea was to get more guys in the multiplayer zone. So, what do you guys think? Is it something you would want to invest time in to try and get going, or is it something that you feel now we can live without? What do you think? Well, give us a bit feedback there, some feedback.
Morning, gents.
Good morning.
Morning, Chris.
Morning, Chris.
Morning, Chris.
Morning.
I'll wait for this landing, then I'll have a rerun and see what my landing was like.
Yours looked pretty good to me, John, actually. Maybe
Thanks, Mike.
slightly nose up attitude, but it was a nice landing.
Here he comes.
I don't
There's
know why I
two
see two.
aircraft.
Yeah, I don't know why I see two. That's interesting. Who's the other one?
Is it a ghost?
It could be.
Ghost of
Only
the-
one has got his gear down. The other one might be AI, Uncle John.
Okay.
It might be some way behind him because I had, like, there was 7 miles different, but the two aircraft look very similar size.
Hmm. Yeah, Christer. That's how I feel as well. You know, I mean, we spent a half an hour to an hour just setting up the session, you know, before we even get to fly. And that's kind of weird, man.
Nice
Talks-
landing, sir.
I don't see any landing. I see you hanging in the air
He's
there.
down.
No,
He's
he's
down.
landed. He's down.
Yeah.
No, man. For some reason, my JoinFS got stuck. You see, that's not fun. That's not fun at all.
And it was butter. No, I don't know.
Well, anyway, okay. Oops, no, I didn't do that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my view. Let's go to this view. Let's see if this view will change it.
Need to go left, George?
Left or right?
George needs to go left where he is.
Gotcha. I don't know. For me, it's like he's gone stuck. I don't see him moving at all.
I'm stopped right here.
If you turn left, then right, then left, then right, you'll come into the ramp where everybody else is.
Yeah.
It just doesn't render for me.
Okay. Damn. Okay, well.
Oh no, I see. Okay, I see you guys.
So what was the consensus?
I don't know. Christer summed it up very nicely. You know, it's cost versus benefit. If it really takes this long to get going and to get everybody on board, you know, you kind of lose the enthusiasm to go fly, man. That's my only problem. Uncle John?
I think once several of us have got it all sorted out, and it's just a case of clicking and you join.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That once we've overcome those problems, and it's just one or two people that are new, maybe, then there's advantages in it. But
yeah.
it's disappointing that you don't see labels. It's a bit disappointing you got to mess around with liveries unless we can overcome that problem.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you go into your aircraft, whatever aircraft it is that you fly, and you look at your liveries, if the first alphabetical one, and it's also it's not really that, It looks like it's the livery in the objects folder that gets taken. I'll have to investigate it. I'll come back to you and tell you where it gets it, because if you go into your liveries, I mean, there isn't a blank one, so it must then be in the objects folder. Somewhere there is a blank livery that it picks up, which it shouldn't. I'm just talking fast. I mean, don't know where else it would be.
Well, for example, if you're in the Zibo, which has a blank paint livery at default, I don't know if it's possible to remove that livery so it only has a choice of which one you use.
Well, this is what I was thinking about. If you could substitute the contents of that blank folder to make it a livery of your choice, then it's irrelevant, you know, because it will always use that default livery. So I need to find out where this blank livery sits. Yes, true, Christer. Very true. Very true. This program worked really well until Explain 11.26. The moment we upgraded from Explain 11.26 to 30, things started to go wrong, really, really badly wrong. And I mean, this program was abandoned last year already. It's not under development at all anymore, which is a great shame. I mean, I would have really liked to see this thing go somewhere, but hopefully Dan with SDKP and his multiplayer thing can fix this. There's something else I want to quickly try. Let's just see.
Hey, who's still got their strobes on?
Have you killed the network, Nick?
Yeah, I need to restart it, Mac. What happened was because my thing froze up, I just stopped it.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's restarting now. It's just taking its
Okay.
sweet time. There you go, it's back up.
Everybody needs to rejoin again.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you know that difference about the ports is in the setup window. People aren't setting up the port number correctly.
It's gonna crash me out now. You see what's happened now is one of the Zibos gone into AI, so it's gonna crash out. Damn it.
Yeah.
Irritating.
I didn't do too bad for leaving 25 minutes late.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
No, you caught up very well, George.
I just came across lower, and like I said, I had the thing up against the mock number.
So we're saying the jury's out on this at the moment.
Yeah, I think internally we can use it. Externally, I don't want to market this. I don't want to sell it. I don't, selling in inverted commas. We're not selling it for money. I don't want to promote it. It's a better way of saying it. So,
not in its present state.
Yeah, it's a bit too involved in setup to make it an easy thing for a stream point of view. Yeah.
It's not too bad though, because we set mine up in like 10 minutes, and I was flight planning and doing all that at the same time.
yeah, but then look at Kevin now, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
What else wrong with Kevin's? I mean, I don't see he's doing anything wrong. It just doesn't work for him. Yeah, it's a toss up, really. It's not really what I want. I
Are
want
we all
it
on
better.
here now? I see another airplane, but I don't.
I'm just restarting.
Well, I'll leave it on my machine till you decide, Nico.
Chris, I think we can all leave it, okay? It's a question of when we fly here internally and we stream to each other here on Discord and we just have our offline fun that we don't broadcast into the world. It's a nice tool to have. It's nice to take to go fly the helicopters and, you know, the little GAs and stuff. And every now and then a Zibo, right? We've seen it works. But we don't want to frustrate, you know, people who are not in our circle, in our friends group, you know, and create expectations that we can't fulfill, because I don't see myself supporting this and spending an hour with each guy to try and sort him out. You understand? It's okay that we've done it, yeah, but if 100 guys decide they want to join us, I'll cry.
Yeah, I get that. No problem.
It's definitely it's okay for like I was doing just watching people come into
Yeah.
land and so, but the advantages I think is with GA, VFR flying and helicopters. Yeah.
Yeah, just having our fun there. Let's see if I can see you guys now.
I kind of like to put a little pressure on me to try to catch up.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, there you go. There we've got 3 aircraft. So, yeah, I mean, okay, so it's got merit, but it's limited. Guys, we'll talk about it again. We'll let you guys know if we change our minds. Chronic Gaming, you've got me at a loss there. I'm going to have to Google that to see what you're talking about. Never heard of that. I use Orbex products. I love Orbex products, but I try and minimize my exposure on the forum. Um, some of the guys there are just not nice. So, I mean, I don't spend time there because I don't like some of the attitudes. And so I'll have to Google that, find out what that is, and then, you know, invest in it if it's worthwhile, whatever Sky Park is. Okay, let's see what the hell that is. Let's Google that quick. Oh yeah, yeah. This looks interesting.
Mac, thanks for your comment about my landing. I was high on the nose. I've just looked it back.
Yeah, that was, but it was a smooth landing. All right, maybe it was a bit firmish, but it was a good contact, and it's where it should have been. I don't know what had you got a landing rate for that, John?
I'll have a quick look.
Mine look okay, Mac?
Yeah. I wasn't quite focused in. I was looking for where Nico could see you, and then suddenly caught you at the last minute. You were touching down, so I wasn't zoomed in to see you quite as clearly.
And I just saw a stuck aircraft. I didn't see it, which was heartbreaking. But
Zibo gave me a
I got a
great
great.
one.
Yeah, that's what I got. I
Mac.
got a great.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take a great.
I will land better this evening. You know, we were talking about natural flyers and instinct the other day. My instinct is not to wait until 20 feet to pull back power and then flare. I'm going to seriously.
late.
Yeah, it's too late for me. Just way too late. I'm going to have to just go back to my old technique to land better because this bouncing is not so nice up and down.
Oh, Boeing apparently recommends flare at 50 feet already.
I usually start reducing power ever so slightly, not much, but ever so slightly at 50 feet. Okay, and then I gauge with my eyes when to flare. And I've got this technique. I mean, I land anywhere between 115 to 260 feet per minute. You know, just spy gauging it, you know, and I'm used to doing it that way. If I wait until 20 feet like today, I mean, you saw me, I literally slam into that runway. It's like it's just too late for me.
Out of interest, Nico,
Mm.
just have a quick look at my Discord, and do you see the elevations of that 24 end to the runway?
I'm looking for your stream. Hold on, Mac. I keep on clicking the wrong place. Oh, bugger that, man. Yeah, it's got a bit of a quirk there. That's because of the terrain elevation, runway follow terrain contours.
Yeah. Oh, but what I was thinking, it makes it difficult to sort of contact out there,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah. You have to kind of land after the bump.
Yeah,
Christer, thanks for joining us. Have a good day, buddy. Mac, let me just stop the stream. Gentlemen, ladies on stream, thank you for watching. We'll be back at 1700 Zulu doing a group flight in the USA. If you guys want to join us, come and join us. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.